Hello guys, and welcome to another session of tutorial on architectural design and 3D building modeling of a two-story residential building here on my channel. And in today's tutorial, we're going to be continuing from where we stopped on the previous tutorial. And in case you're watching this video for the first time, I'll leave the link of the previous tutorial on the description of this video so you can go ahead and watch it before you proceed with this tutorial. And before you can continue with this tutorial, I'd like to suggest that you click on the subscribe button and on the bell icon to get notifications on all my latest videos. I also like to request that you share this video, you like this video, and that really helps a lot. And to all my regular followers, once again, I want to say thank you for stopping by for another session of this tutorial. And with that being said, let's get started with this tutorial. So previously on this tutorial, we learned how to import a floor plan into Autodesk Revit. We also learned how to create walls and also make changes to wall settings. We also learned how to create doors and windows. And then finally, we learned how to create wall openings in Autodesk Revit. And to continue with this tutorial today, I'm going to import the second floor or the first floor of this very particular building into Autodesk Revit. And we again go ahead and create our walls and then duplicate or copy our windows and also create other elements here in Autodesk Revit. Alright, so quickly I'm going to go over to the properties or project browser and I'm going to click on level 1 architectural plan, and basically you can see the ground floor plan of this very particular plan which we are modeling in Autodesk Revit. And the next thing I want to do is to bring in the first floor plan of this very particular drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on level 2 architectural plan. And when I click on level 2, you can see a reflection of the ground floor plan. And here it is half tone. And the reason for this is for this ground floor plan to serve as an outline guide for us to align whatever we are doing in level 2 with what we have already in the ground floor plan. Alright, so this is an outline of the ground floor plan, and I'm going to go ahead and import the first floor plan into Autodesk Revit. And I'm going to click on the Insert tab here, and from the Insert tab, I'm going to click on Import Card. And from Import Card, of course, this dialog box will come up and I have to locate where my drawings are saved. So I'm going to go ahead and click on AutoCAD, and I have my drawing saved here. So basically the first floor plan, I have saved it with this very particular title, and I'm going to go ahead and select it, and you can have a preview of it here. And I'll make some changes here. So I'm going to change the colors from what it was to black and white. And basically all the levels, I want all the levels to be imported. And for my import unit, of course, my drawings were set to millimeters, but I want Autodesk Revit to automatically detect the unit. And for the positioning, I'm going to click and change this to manual origin. And for place at, of course, I'll choose level 2 because I want to import to level 2. And I'll ensure that orient to view is being checked, and also correct lines that are slightly off axis should be checked. And when that is done, I'm going to click on open to import this floor plan into Autodesk Revit. And when I zoom, you can see that we have the PQ first floor plan here. So I'm going to click here to place this plan. And after placing this plan, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this plan so I can drag or I can pan this way to see this very particular plan. So if I select this plan, I can go over to the panel here and click on move. And I'll select the base point where I want to move. So basically, I'm going to select this end point as the point where I choose to move. So I'll click on this and I can zoom and pan this way. And again, I'm going to go back to the ground floor plan where I have the plan showing in halftone, and I will locate where the edges of this plan is, and I'll also select that as the base point where I want to paste this or move this drawing to that point. Alright, so basically I have moved the first floor plan to align directly with the ground floor plan, and if you take a careful look, you can see that the ground floor plan and the first floor plan, which I just imported, aligns with each other. Alright, so now that I have the first floor plan aligned with the ground floor plan, I want to hide the ground floor plan from this very particular view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to the properties browser, and I will drag, or I will scroll down to where I have underlay, and under the underlay I'm going to choose the range of the base. I will choose the range of the base and change this to none, and I'll click on apply. And when I do that, you can see that basically the ground floor plan, which was showing half tone, has been hidden from this very particular display. Alright, so now I have the first floor plan imported, and now I can go ahead and create the walls following the outline of this very particular first floor plan. So to do that, I'm going to go over to the architecture tab, and from the architecture tab here, I'm going to click on the walls. And when I click on walls, we have the walls, and basically from the previous settings which I have done, the generic wall of 225 millimeters is still in use, so I'm going to select that. And also from the option bar, I want to make sure that the location line of drawing this wall is set to center, and then the height offset, of course, is set to level 3 rather. So if I scroll up from the properties browser, I want the base constraint to be set to level 2 and the top constraint to be set to level 3. And when that is in place, I can go ahead and start drawing my walls. So I can trace the center point of this very particular wall and draw my walls like this. Alright, so when I'm done creating the walls, I can click on modify to drop the walls tools, and I'm going to go over to the view tab and go to default 3D view and see how this looks like in 3D. So if I rotate, or if I pick the navigation panel and orbit this, you can see how this looks like in 3D. So again, I'm going to go back to the level 2 floor plan and of course create wall openings and then bring in our windows and door. So I'm going to click on level 2 architectural plan from the project browser, and from here I want to create wall openings where I have them. So first I have this wall and I'll have it selected, and I'll click on wall opening, and I can click from here to create wall opening and all the way to this point, and I have that wall opening created. Again, I'll pick this very particular wall and select wall opening, and I can click from this point and all the way to this point to create wall opening. And again, I'll pick this very particular wall and I'll select wall opening, and also I'm going to create a wall opening from somewhere here and all the way to this point, so I have a wall opening at that point. Also, I'm going to pick this other wall and again select wall opening, and I'm going to create a wall opening all the way from here and down to this point. And then I'm going to also select this very particular wall, so I can drop and pick this wall and again select wall opening, and I'm going to create a wall opening all the way to this point at this very particular point, and I have that wall opening created. Again, I'm going to go ahead and create a wall opening. So basically I will extend this wall to get to this point, so I have that wall extended just that way. So I can select this wall and create wall opening, so also I'll have a wall opening created here. Again, I'll create a wall opening where I have this very particular wall, so I can click here to create a wall opening all the way to this point. Again, I'm going to select this wall and also create a wall opening, so I can click from here all the way down to this point to create a wall opening. So I have my wall openings created, and I can go to 3D to see how this looks like. So I'm going to click on 3D view, and if you look at this, we have the wall openings looking like this. I want to change the height of this wall opening, so I'm going to go back again to level 2 architecture and select the wall opening, right click and go to select all instances visible. So I have all the wall openings selected, and I can go to the properties browser and change the top offset to say minus 1000. So I want the offset to be minus 1000. You can go ahead and apply, and when that is done, again I can view how this looks like in 3D. So basically I have my wall openings looking like this in Autodesk Revit. Alright, so again I'm going to go ahead to level 2 architectural plan, and now what I want to do is to copy my windows from the ground floor up to the first floor, and I want them to be aligned. So I'll click on level 1 architectural plan from the project browser, and I'm going to select these doors and windows which I already have, and then copy from this very particular plan to the first floor. So I'm going to select this very particular door, and what I will do is I'll hold the control key on the keyboard to add to the selection. So I have this door selected, and then I can hold the control key on the keyboard and also select this very particular window. And again I'm going to hold the control key and also select this particular window. Again I'll hold the control key and select this door. Again I'll hold the control key and I will select this window, and the same thing here, hold the control key and select this window. Again hold the control key and I will select this door. And basically these are the elements which I want to copy. So after selecting all of this, I can right click and go to select instance, all instances visible in view, and this will have all the doors and the windows created on the ground floor plan selected. And I'll go ahead and go to the ribbon and click on copy to clipboard, and once that is copied, I'm going to click on the paste and I'll go over to align to selected levels. And I'm copying from level 1 to level 2, so I'm going to click on level 2 and click on OK, and it will take some time for Autodesk Revit to copy all the doors and windows to level 2. Alright, so we have a warning here because some elements are not well placed, so they are not copied, so we can just close this. Now after copying that, we can see what we have done in 3D, and basically we can see all our doors and all our windows being copied from level 1 to level 2 in Autodesk Revit. Alright, so when we are done with that, again we're going to go back to level 2 architectural plan, and from here we want to create our columns. So I'm going to go ahead to architecture, and from architecture I have the column here. I'm going to click on column and select architectural column, and from the properties browser I have this initial this very particular initial column selected. So I'm going to go to edit type and change the dimension. So I'll duplicate first, and I'll change this from dimension to 225 millimeters, and I'll click on OK. And then I'll come over to the dimension and also make changes by typing 225 and also 225 millimeters, and I'll click on OK. And basically I have changed the settings of the columns. So I'm going to click at this central point to also place our columns and the elements completely inside another. We can go ahead on join element. We want to also repeat the same column, so we'll pick a column again, and basically we want to place another column here. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay, so go back to architecture and we'll select architectural columns, and we want to place this column at this point. We also want to place another column at this point, and we can unjoin this as well. Okay, so we are having this warning basically because we have a wall already created. So I'm going to go over again back to level 2, and I can select this very particular wall and extend the wall opening like this. I'll select this wall and extend the wall opening. Again, I will select this wall and extend the wall opening, and also extend the wall opening here, just like this. So if I go back to the 3D view, you can see our columns have been created. So here on the 3D view, our column have been created, and if we zoom closely, we can see that the material of our column is different from that of the wall. So I'm going to select one of this column and go to edit type, and from edit type I have the material, so I'm going to click to change the material type. So when I click on material, and this will take some couple of time for Autodesk Revit to open the material browser. And okay, so we have the material browser. I can scroll down to choose this very particular material which I use for my walls, and I'll click on OK and go ahead and click on OK, and that material will be applied to the columns. And one more thing I want to do is to copy this very particular column to the ground floor plan. So I'm going to go over back to the ground floor plan level 1, and I'll select the wall openings which I have created, and I will extend out this way. Also over here I will extend the wall openings, and here also I'm going to extend the wall openings just like this. And after that I'll go back to level 2, and I will select the columns which I have created, right click and select all instances. So I'm going to go to select all instances visible. Alright, so basically when I'm done drawing the outline of this very particular floor, the next thing I want to do is I want to create an opening where I have the staircase area. So I'm going to select this other option of boundary. So I'm going to select the rectangle and click over here to draw a rectangle just like this. And I can pick a line here to draw over here just like this. And I want to use the trim and extend to trim and extend this line. And when I'm done with creating these walls, and when I'm done with creating the floors, I can go to edit, and from the edit here I want to change the thickness of this very particular floor. So I'm going to click on edit and change the thickness from 300 to about 150 millimeters. And also I want to change the material for this very particular floor. So I'm going to click on this material to load the material browser, and I can scroll up. When I scroll up, I want to use this very particular material, acoustic ceiling, and I'm going to go ahead and click on OK, and I can click on OK and click on apply, go ahead and click on OK. So I have the materials for the floor set, and also the layout of the floor has been drawn, I can go ahead and click on finish edit mode. And when I do that, I'm going to click on the 3D to view what we have created so far. So this floor was basically created on the ground floor. So I'm going to go ahead, go to level. I'm going to go ahead, I can rotate this or beat this drawing just like this to see how this looks like, and I can click out. So basically we have the floor like this, and I'm going to copy this floor from the ground floor to the upper floor. And so I'm going to select this and go again back to level 2 or back to level 1 instead. And when I select this very particular floor, I can go ahead and copy. So click on copy to clipboard and I'll go to paste, and from paste I'll select align to selected level and I'll select level 2 and click on OK. So that will copy the floor which I've created from level 1 up to level 2. And if I view this on 3D, you can also see that our floor is looking like this. So I can pick the navigation panel and I can pan and orbit, and you will see that our floor has been created here in Autodesk Revit. Alright, so if you take a look at this floor here in Autodesk Revit, this is intersecting with the wall. So we want to make some changes to the boundaries of the floor in the first floor. So I'm going to go ahead, go to level 2, and I'm going to pick the floor which I created once again. Or before I do that, let me pick it from 3D and select this wall, the floor rather, and go to edit boundaries. And I'm going to change to level 2 architectural plan. And basically what I want to do is to offset the boundaries of this very particular floor to start at the middle of the wall. So I'm going to select offset and I'll type offset distance of 100 millimeters. And I don't want this to be copied, so I'll uncheck copy, and I can offset this these very particular boundaries inside just like this. So when I'm done offsetting the boundary lines to the center of the wall, I can again go ahead and click on this green tick for finish edit mode. And I have a prompt here to attach the walls to the bottom of the floor, but I don't want to do that, so I'll just click on don't attach. And again, let's see what we have in 3D. And basically we can see that our floor is looking like this. Now again, I'm going to go over to, I'm going to select this very particular floor in the ground floor. On the ground floor here, we don't have an opening, so again I will edit. I'm going to edit the boundary again. So go to edit boundary and I'm going to click on level 1 to edit the boundary. So where I have this opening created in level 1, we don't want this. So I'm just going to click and select all of these and have it deleted. So I basically don't want this. So I can go ahead and delete this opening here. So just have it deleted from the drawing. And another thing to do is I'm going to go to edit type and I'm going to click on duplicate. So basically for the ground floor, I want the thickness of the floor to be 300 millimeters and not 150. So I click on edit and click on OK, and then also click on edit, and from here I'll change the thickness from 150 to 300, and then click on OK and go ahead, click on apply and click on OK. And after that I can finish the edit mode, and again we're going to see what we have done in 3D. And basically you can see that our floor is looking like this. So if I zoom, you can see how this looks like, and this building of course is already looking good like this in Autodesk Revit. Alright, another thing I want to do is to use the visibility graphics so that we can remove the outline of what we have imported from the plans which we have imported, so that they will not be visible. So I'm going to type VG for visibility graphics, and I'm going to go to imported categories and I'll uncheck all of this and go ahead, click on apply and click on OK. And of course we are prompted to save the project, but you can go ahead and save, and I will click on save project, and it will take some time for Autodesk Revit to save that project, of course, like this. And the next thing I want to do is to create these steps. So I'm going to go again to level 1, and I have the steps here, the staircase area, and I want to create a staircase over here. So I'm going to go to architecture tab, and here on the architecture tab I have the stair. So I'm going to click on stair, and this will also bring the modify/create stair ribbon. So I'm going to click on this other type of sketch. So I have create sketch, so this will allow me to manually create my stairs. So I'm going to click on this, and here first I have to create a boundary. So first I will select boundary, and I'm going to click on this rectangle to create the boundary area for my steps. So I can click to create a boundary, and again I will click on this line to create a central line, which I'm going to offset. So once I do that, I go to offset, and I'll enter offset of 75, and I'll press enter and select copy, so I can offset to both sides just like this. And after that, I want to delete this middle line, so I just have it deleted. And again, I will draw a boundary line at this point just like this, and then I will use the trim and extend to trim and join these lines just like this. And then I want to delete this other very line here, so I have it deleted, so select and erase. So I've created the boundaries. The next thing I have to create the risers, so I'm going to go to risers, and I'll pick the line also, and so I'm basically going to follow the lines which I have here. So I'm going to click to draw my risers just like this, and I don't want a change, so I just click to uncheck that option. So I escape, and I can go ahead and draw all my risers just like this. And when I'm done drawing these lines, I want to mirror them to the other side. So I'm going to drop this command, and I'll select all of these risers which I created, and I'm going to click on the mirror command to draw an axis. So I'm going to select this central point at this point, the midpoint, and move down to have the risers mirror to this side. And over here we have a landing, so I'm going to select these risers over here to delete them. So I have it selected, and I can erase them out of the drawing like this. Now we have the risers created, we have the boundaries created. The next thing we want to create is the stair path. So I'm going to go ahead and click on stair path and click to pick this line, and I can start creating the stair path right away from here. But before that, we have some risers to create, so I go back again to risers and pick the line, and I can create a riser from here to this point. I also have a riser from here to this point, and also I have another riser from here all the way to this point. And then once we are done with that, we can go to stair path, and from the stair path I'll pick this line, and I'm going to start with the first riser here, and I can click all the way just like this to create the stair path, and from here down to this point, and also from here down to the last riser which we have. And when that is done, we can go ahead and click on finish edit mode, and we have some error here. Invalid sketch can't create run by sketch path. Okay, let's see what this is saying. Let's continue and see what is actually the issue. So we have some settings here to edit. So basically I'm going to go ahead and select this very particular stair path and extend this. So I can extend this. I'm going to go ahead and extend this, and basically we have this. And so when I'm done with this, again I'm going to click on create steps and wait for some time, and automatically you see Autodesk Revit has created a steps for me, or a staircase, and we can make some changes to this staircase if we so wish. But I'm going to create a different tutorial for the staircase and how we can edit it. So I can see how. Go ahead, click on finish, and once I finish this, I can go ahead and view the staircase in 3D. So this will take some couple of time for Autodesk to finish creating the staircase. Alright, so we have the staircase created, and the next thing we have to do, we want to view how this staircase looks like in 3D. So when I go to 3D, I'm going to select the orbit from the navigation, and I can pan, so I can zoom inside of this. For us to see this properly, I want to use the section box. So I'm going to go over to the properties panel, and I'll look for section box, and I'm going to click on section box and click on apply. And once I apply that, that will allow me to cut down and see how this staircase is looking like. So still looking for the section box, and I can of course go down all the way like this. So I can go down again. So I want to cut through this building so that we can see the staircase and how it looks like. So when I keep dragging this down, basically this will cut the first floor. And okay, I think this look better now. We can then pick the orbit, and we can orbit and see how our staircase look like in Autodesk Revit. So let me go ahead and orbit. I'm gonna go ahead and orbit and pan. And we have one more issue, because our staircase is not in touch with the floor which we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and go to edit stairs, and I want this to be in level 1. So I'm going to go to level 1, and I'm going to select this and go to edit sketch, and I want to create one more riser. So I'm going to select this and go to copy. So I'm going to copy this very particular riser from here to this point, and I can again go ahead and select this stair part and drag it all the way down to this point. And when that is okay, I can click on finish, and this will again create our staircase. So this will take some couple of time for Autodesk Revit to finish this. And after that, we can see how our staircase again look like in 3D. So this is much more better now. And I want to delete the railings. I want to have the railings here on this other side deleted. So I have it selected, and I can erase it. And this is much more better. So this is how our staircase is going to look like. And after that, I want to deactivate this section box. So I'm going to go down, go to section box and click on apply. And that will deactivate the section box, and we can return back to our usual view. And this is how this looks like in Autodesk Revit. Alright, so basically we have in today's tutorial, we look at creating the windows, creating also the ground floor plan. So I'm going to return to this view. And so we have all of this created, and if I orbit, you can see how this building look like in Autodesk Revit. And so it's going to be a gradual tutorial, and we're going to stop here for the purpose of keeping this tutorial short. And I hope you like this tutorial. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in my next tutorial.